Okay, welcome back everybody to the Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV MSQ. Um, when we left off, we were entering the Crystal Tower. Well, technically the outside of it. The bottom layer, the Labyrinth of the Ancients. That is a 24-man dungeon, so we are going to go ahead and queue up for that, just to get that out of the way. And while we're waiting for that, we will go talk to Minfilia, because I think we can still do her quests. Yep. Alright, so we're going to talk to Minfilia, see what she has to say. And then if the queue pops, so I guess we'll do the 24-man, and then we'll move on with the Crystal Tower series. Yeah, we will not need earrings. We will not need earrings for a long time, because that's a special pre-order earring that goes all the way up to level 80, and it just raises your stats as you level up. And it also gives us a little bit of XP, if I remember right. Yeah, increases XP earned by 30%. So it's a little bit of an XP gain plus a stat gain, because it basically gives us the max stats for the level that we're at. Alright, Stillwaters. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from the Amagina and Sons mineral concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of a merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Y'shtola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. Okay, Horizon. Oh, Horizon. Not even Vesper Bay, so we'll just take the regular teleport instead of wasting a ticket. Oh, Hulk, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufulupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Alright, Fufulupa. think we've actually talked to this person before. Oh, hello there. Hulk, was it? Your stole said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than. But never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. The cart bolted off toward eastern Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amalja do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could. Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news, or on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Thancred, wherever have you been off to? I figure you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amalja friends. And wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even was able to do my small part to help my friends in the Brass Blades intercept it. In all my years, I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us. Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it might be, I shall inform Urianger of our progress or lack thereof.
Now then.
Oh, some of this is voiced, thank God.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Yep. Our queue popped. Well, we'll have to come back to watch this cutscene then. It's fine, because these 24 mans, there's 3 of them, and they are required to move on with the story, so better get them knocked out now. We gotta do our normal say hi. Alright, we are Alliance C. That will not matter for this first part, but it will matter for a fight coming up. Alright, I will not be the main tank on this. One of the other tanks will have to take this over. I just don't have the gear compared to everybody else. As you can see, there's actually some DPS that are almost have more HP than I do. There he is, okay. I forget how many times this bone dragon resurrects. At least 3. Obviously we can't touch the purple stuff. And if those skeletons get to the bone dragon, then they explode. And it does damage to everybody, so we don't want that to happen. This might be the last one, yeah. Some of this gear might actually be useful, so I will have to look at it. No. Okay, none of this gear will be useful. The next dungeon and the dungeon after will probably be useful, but this stuff is not. All right, we are Alliance C, so we are all the way to the right. I will need my tank stance for this. God. So if you didn't understand that, 4 people had to stand on that back platform. Otherwise, the big guy was guarded. But the trick is that you are the one you're standing on is actually shielding a different one. So, all right, Alliance C, we are on ads. We cannot hit this boss. We do 0 damage to him. And actually, usually this boss dies before it even becomes C's turn to attack him. Yep. Alright, we're about halfway through. Yep, we are Alliance C, so we are to the right. We have to kill the ads here, otherwise they blow up. In that could be very bad for the whole group. That one's not so bad because that one actually targets a player. There's another one, Napalm, that shows up. This one that needs to die as soon as possible because he goes straight to the middle and he will blow up and attack the raid. Next fight is Behemoth. King Behemoth. This fight can be a pain in the ass if nobody's ready for it. Oh, thank you. Alright, I know that one moved kind of fast, but so Behemoth marks people to drop meteors on the ground. And they're like rocks, so you drop these rocks, and then he summons a bigger meteor called Ecliptic Meteor, and you actually have to be hiding behind those rocks to survive it. call that a labyrinth? Yeah, we don't need any of that. Oh, there, Hulk. Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large on the volumes that are sure to be pinned on this historic expedition. Oh, Graha. The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, what are the tower's inner defenses? Judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Phlegethon, not Acheron. Phlegethon? I'm not sure how to say that. He was a hero of the Allegan Revolution. And you gleaned that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allegan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Allegan's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this. Well, well, there it is, the foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us, I wonder? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through that maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Coinox Find for the present, and there plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. The lava covering the stairs. So we can't fly here. But once we go through this door up here, then we will be able to fly. Which is very weird to me, but... Oh! I knew that was going to happen. But now we can fly. Now that we got through that door. Graha. So good of you to join us, Hulk. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experiences in the labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you are ready, we shall debate how to best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order. Rambrose will be presiding over the meeting, if you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Welcome back, Hulk. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I have added my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times, should you have any questions you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Materia doesn't matter until basically endgame. But this was endgame at one point, so materia did matter. I guess that's why it's there. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses before... structure's outer defenses. Pause. Dang, I'm reading too fast. Before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Hulk's account, the labyrinth's defenses were mostly emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Allagan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth, it has somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. Oh, Wedge. It's like you said, Chief, we founded the Ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with my own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Hulk. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one of with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allagan Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the tasks at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Such a terrible mess, yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One could not help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance your place on adventurers, old friend. So this is the legacy of the Allegan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. And it is none other than Nero. I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambitions burn, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Cid. Do not disappoint me. So he's the guy that turned us over to St. Quinox Find to do all this. Circus Tower. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Circus Tower, the Allegans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. Ominous voice. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Une, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Allegan civilization, sent by the students of Baldessian to assist in your endeavor. Une and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the student's behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. I am sure you'll not take it amiss if we somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure that we are here to help. What is it, Graha? 'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Allegan eye as well. This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allegans, yet I inherit it from my father as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Allag. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Une and Doga advisory members of NOAA. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Circus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Hulk, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Hulk. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. Just wrong place, wrong time. That's all it is. Yeah, see they put a wall there. No. No. There we go. Well, if it isn't Hulk, eager to enter Circus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They're scholars of ancient Allag, sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is aught to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Circus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose working are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it, a man and a woman, respectant. Allegan royalty, by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength, it's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? beginning to believe they are no students of Baldessian. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. Seven hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Oh, another ominous voice. This is probably Nero. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero, you're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. Ah, but I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is for all intents and purposes defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land, Eorzea, regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts, but I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alag's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descended from Alagan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Alagan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind, is that not so? It would seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray, accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wished to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the eight sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Very well. Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know me better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? Well, we were going for your death earlier. An Allegan tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It's used to be the jealousy guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rambros, may wish to be present. Man, I really wish this was voiced. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldessian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Allegan technology. This is rather a lot to take in. Oh, come on, Rambros, they didn't even say anything, really, yet. All they said is they're clones. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask you why you and yours were created, and more specifically, what is it that you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Allegan history. Pray bear with us. Alright, so we're going to get an Allegan history lesson, which is fun because I like the story of the Allegan Empire. The Allegan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as the symbol of Allegan pride. Parents took their children there that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allegan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Allag to greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zandi. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical text mentions the reigns of two Allegan emperors named Zandi. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that the two were in fact one and the same. Aye, Zandi returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Allegan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zandi turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this darkness, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Ooh, Nero. Darkness again? Seven hells, what is it with maniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Zandi is very much alive. Within Circus Tower, he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamond was created and launched into the heavens. On high, it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist, Amon, now Emperor Zandi's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the Earth. Its descent triggered the seventh umbral calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zandi awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. "'Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Zandi's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga." Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action, concluding that we alone could not overcome Zandi. We struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary man who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, we are confident that we can end Zandi's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my jargon aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldessi, and among a host of other things, you were observing our investigation the whole time. So what will we do, Hulk? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Allegan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allegan civilization. But what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the Tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Une and Doga, living, breathing Allegans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Circus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Hulk, as you did for us within the Labyrinth of the Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Zandi himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Circus Tower from the outside world. To work, then. Alright, so we're going into Circus Tower. Sid and Nero arguing. Wait, there's something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean... You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Allegan Eye, you called it, but to us it is the Royal Eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it is a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray, have patience. All will be revealed in due time. My apologies, I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Circus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Zandy himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Alright, so as I said before, this is another 24-man dungeon. We're going to queue up for it. There's one more after this. Getting these knocked out will allow us to move on with the story at a better pace. Because then I don't want to reveal the story, but yeah. We need to get these knocked out, since these will actually halt our advance in the story if we wait too long. Okay. I guess we're gonna go back and talk to Thinker and see if we can finish that cutscene. I think we're almost done with it. It just happened that that queue popped.
Now then. Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Alright, so we got some mystery guests. Yeah, we were right at the end of that cutscene. A final temptation. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufalupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Oh, but it is good to see you return. I have given some thought to the matter, and I have just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufalupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with them, a traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded. Indeed, if for reasons of security the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. But such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Makote miner traveling without escort so as to not to attract undue attention. But who... I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that. But to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerlea. A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. So we're gonna lay a trap for these crystal thieves. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Where are we going? There they are. Where were you? Why weren't you helping? Oh, I like that miner gear. Stubborn to the last as expected. You are unharmed? Oh yeah, don't worry about me, Stola. Where were you? A gang of sea wolf thieves, and in Thanalan no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea wolves? All of them? Aye, and all with the same taste and facial tattoos, blue in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Sea thieves, those are Lenosha. The Sahagin. Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend to our the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, then, Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. Yeah, we've met them before. The blue face tattoos. They're worshippers of Leviathan. They serve the Sahagin, and the Sahagin are worshippers of Leviathan. We've met them in the story. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I am afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and make good his escape. Oh, for the love of... How did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong, a Sioux wolf, Leminsen born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him, you have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes, he's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed, or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? Stoic nods. You do, don't you? Where are we at? We have tanks. We're waiting on healers. Okay. The Mother of Exiles. Really? He dies? Okay. The antecedent bid me tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphinaud awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident, I am not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphinaud has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitorous brass blade, and when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. You do that, Thancred. We're gonna go see what Alphinaud wants, I guess. Unless this queue pops. Which would be nice, because we could knock that out of the way. And then be on the last one. I'm worried about the last one. People do not like doing the last one in this series. Or people are just bad at it, I'm not sure. You are late, no matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, yes? In Authored? I mean, I am. They come from across the ocean. The other continent. Well, like the rest of the nations of the eastern continent, yep. It is ruled by the Garlean Empire, yep. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Ul'dah. Unless I am mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken, we will find the Domans bickering with a sultan sworn on the royal promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Ul'dah. Man, Alphinaud's character in the beginning is very arrogant. Royal Promenade. Chamber of Rule, I think, yeah, is the closest. What did we get? 226? I'm really waiting for the chess piece. We need 600, I think, for the chess piece. That'll be the biggest stat upgrade. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. Alphanod Livior, at your service. A friend, which I believe makes me very nearly unique in this part of the world. At least, few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray, join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see that if there is aught we can do to help. Alright, the quicksand is the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah. Adventurers Guild. Oh, it popped. Okay. Well, let's get this knocked out of the way. Oops, no. Luckily, this 24-man is actually pretty quick. Most groups run through it in about 15 minutes. We are Alliance B. I don't think that will matter too much in this one, but we will see. I don't quite remember. I tried to stun him. It doesn't work. Ancient Flare, stand in the water. Oop. And then it does like no damage. Alright, first boss down, easy. That gear is for classes we don't have open, we can't use it. Looks like melee DPS. Go. They're bouncing it between the two tanks. Somebody take it. Clones. Need Doga and Une clones. Wait, this has white hair. Une doesn't have white hair. Roll on this, right? Yeah. I never did these dungeons when they were actually relevant, like when they were brand new. But I heard a lot of people say that they were pretty tough. They were tuned to where all three groups had to be like on top of their game, or like you just couldn't pass the fights, like they were just that hard. I don't know how much of that is true, but I do remember a lot of people saying that they were pretty tough back in the day. Oops, I greeted on that. Why? What was that something I needed? No. Pass. Pass. Okay. Kill him before I can get a move off. Alright, watch this dragon. gonna dive on that guy. Let those tanks fight over it. See how the dragon's moving back and forth between the two of them. They're fighting for aggro. Yeah, that was quick. The ads didn't even get to spawn properly. On. So this is the guy that resurrected Zandy. People were turned into frogs. Now we have snakes. Alright, he's doing curtain claw. We gotta get behind to this block of ice. All those people are dead. Yep. He was not close enough to dying for y'all to not be behind there. Yeah, he kind of does what the Behemoth did, where he summons that ecliptic meteor, and you got to be behind the ice boulder. If you're not behind it, then you take max damage, 9999999. So, Emperor Zandy. What a beast of a man. This group's actually pretty nice. They did a ready check. Most groups don't. And then they went and did that after I was giving them praise. The second ready check's not even done yet. They went and pulled. have my gap closer. Unfortunately, Warrior doesn't get one for a while. Let's say it was 60s? Level 60 something? Can't zoom out to show you what this does. They're summoning meteors at those spots. Does it again, I think? Summons meteors? I think these fall a little bit faster, but with the way the game is nowadays, it doesn't matter. Everybody's way over-geared for this. There it is. Is that meteor? And obviously the one in the center, like the ones on the outside would do like raid-wide damage, which would hurt, yeah. But the one in the center, if the one in the center falls, then it's game over. Everybody dies no matter what. Life is a circus. Alright, yeah, we're gonna end up back here. Oof. You did it. You defeated Emperor Zandy. Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind, man. Empires may rise and fall, but man's indefatigable? Indefatigable? That doesn't sound right. Spirit ever lives on. Truly, you are the champion we had hoped for. With Emperor Zandy now at eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you haven't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I am perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on and finish what you came to do. Oh, Nero, you're up to something. There are two ways that we may seal off Circus Tower, either isolate it from the outside world or cripple its ability to produce energy. The choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Dogen and I must needs attend to a task. That distortion, what is it? The power that Xandi sought to obtain comes from the Void, the world of darkness our people called it. And the true nature of that power has none other than the armies of Voidsent. Voidsent feed on ether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Xandi entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Voidsent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, Une and I believe that we can annul it. By his blood, Xandi sealed his dark pact. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doga, finally we may fulfill our purpose. Look at Nero in the background, walking around like he's fucking looking at something. Maniacal laughing. Oh, be still, my beating heart. For a moment I feared that this outing would end in disappointment, but my readings were not mistaken. Not even the ultimate weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? The covenant is everlasting. Oh god, well, they just forced that right wide open, didn't they? Whose memories are we peering into? God, he's a big dude. And so Mericidia is brought into the fold. Soon all the world shall be united under Allegan rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid, an endless void, bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the cloud of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. Hulk, pull yourself together. Is there no end to them? What in the seven hells is happening? Oh, not now, damn it. I guess that's some kind of gun blade he uses. I guess most Garleans use a gunblade. Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I did not put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something controls them, a void scent, and no ordinary one at that. Doga. Confound it. Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine. Oh, that's what you were after. The covenant shall be honored. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Damn it, the rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let us return to the Find and consult Rambros. Oh yeah, no flying. Alright, don't get attacked again. Let me get on my chocobo. Thank you. Oh, I flew right over it. All this happened within the tower? God's preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. Of this I am certain. There exist myriad kinds of void scent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. It would seem that Xandi sought to open a gate of unprecedented proportions, one that would allow this cloud of darkness entry into our world. Fortunately for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what this void scent is capable of. However dreadful it may be, we cannot abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them? I will not lie to you, Master Garland. The situation is bleak. Though Voidsent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not even know whether our friends still live. Damn it, I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that is not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them to fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they have borne for thousands of years. And besides, we cannot leave matters as they are. So long as Xandi's dark covenant is binding, our world is in danger. 'Tis our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Graha, ever since meeting Une and Doga, you have not quite been yourself. Tell me true, is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me that the truth of our eye rests with Allag. The answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it. I am with Graha. However slim the odds, we must try to save Une and Doga. Aye, and that bastard Nero as well, if only to make certain that he won't make any more mischief. You have the right of it. Though we have known them but briefly, Doga and Une are our comrades. We cannot fail them. I should consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. Yet know that it may be a while before we are ready to act. I would ask that you all be patient. When dealing with the void, one cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest now while you can, for when the time comes to go after our friends, you must be at no less than full strength. We'll save them yet. Mark my words. Alright, Circus Tower done. World of Darkness. Oh, Hulk, it is good you are to come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Une, Doga, and Nero, imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Circus Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Zandi. But you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with the terrible void scent known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through a rift and dragged the pair of them, and Nero, out of our realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Zandi's orders and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those with the royal blood of Allag. 'Tis a most galling design, granted. This was not always so vexatious, according to the Allagan tombstone Nero presented us. During the golden age of Allag, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such a technology, Amon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Zandi's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the latter would suffice, but then what of the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, that power could discharge and cause a calamity like to the one that destroyed Allag. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. We know but one way out of this predicament: rescue those who can control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm, and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Circus's power for our own purposes and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. We have heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturge's Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters, and with Master Garland working to create said portal, the final preparations are well underway. Ah, and here he comes, the man himself. Just the man we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors? Quite well, the device is nearly ready, though attaching the damned thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got, but it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine-tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 Sentinels as guides, And do hurry, Hulk. I'm sure you wouldn't miss another chance to save the world, would you? Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? Out of the Dark. I think that's the one, the achievement we get when we finish this. Must have been that guy's first time finishing World of Darkness. Alright, Wedge, what you got for me? Hulk, I bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Circus Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom. But it should be fine, really. Anyway, you'd best wait at the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can't open a gateway to another world. Is there something amiss, Graha? Emperor Zandy's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alag's art and power, and now it's nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Allagan civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different world our history be. How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Zandy and his ambition. There were those who tried. Zandy's War of Dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Allag. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Allag's heart for the kill, Zandy lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zandy desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalamud be emptied into Circus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The fourth umbral calamity. I learned of its cause from Une and Doga. I had no idea that the rebellion incited Zandy to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Allagan history is astounding, Graha. Why a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap. 'Tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Yes. Biggs, are you ready? Ready and raring to open up that void gate, Chief. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrius, so just give us the word and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good, then let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone step away from the throne. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. Ah, a rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. We can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the dark realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the void gate stays open. As will the sons of Saint Koinok. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are all truly lost. Which leaves Hulk, my friend. 'Tis a heavy burden I must task you with, but there are none more able. Pray lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades, but you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you have passed beyond the rift. Make certain you are prepared before leaving. Might I have a moment of your time? There is a matter of import we must needs discuss ere you leave. Man, it'd be really nice to get this done. Hopefully, hoping for a fast queue. What's up, Graha? What you got for me? Hulk, I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Allegan royalty. Long have I pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted, but what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow meeting those 2 clones has wrought great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something ancient but ever so important. And my father's words echo in my mind, the self-same ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Allag. Mayhap what I wish to remember and these words are related, mayhap not. But I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with my own 2 eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. You have my thanks, my friend. Now let us venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. And with that, the world of darkness is available. Obviously, we're going to queue for that as soon as possible. I don't know how long this is going to take to fill. Can we queue for it? Average item level 90. Yes. Okay. I think we're average item level 98. Yeah. So barely. We barely make the cutoff to even go in here. But we'll be okay. We might die a couple times, but back to the quicksand. And we'll continue on with the Sea Wolves story. Yeah. It's probably quicker.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Okay.
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain
Alright. Most people don't like this dungeon. One, because it's kinda long. Two, it's got some annoying mechanics. Especially this first boss. This first boss is really annoying. Yep, this guy. Angra Mainyu, and Aramon. We are Alliance C. Okay, so we're gonna stand on white. Then we have to stand on dark. He does it again. Easily. Look away. Oh my god, I was in that? Gotta stand on dark. So now, if he does it again, we will stand on light. Definitely don't want to be in that. This guy actually went pretty smoothly for how it usually goes. If we get any gear in here, that'd be really nice. Everything but a chest plate and a ring, I think. Actually, no, I think everything but a chest plate would be nice to have, because this is almost the best gear for this expansion. Ahead and interrupt that so we can't cast that. We need to kill these forbidden gates. This is a Zandy clone. Okay, that was smooth too. What's going on? The next boss, yep, is the five-headed dragon. This one usually goes pretty smooth. Most people don't have a problem with this one. Well, where are you going? Oh, he's going towards the exit. Alright, so we gotta kill all 5 heads. Which we got, so this should not hurt all that much. Get away from that ice. Somebody's got to soak that poison. Caught everybody. That guy had needed to go away from the group, but it's okay. Alliance C, or Alliance C. That will matter here coming up. Gloves. I rolled an 8. Thank God I'm the only tank, so I will get them. World of Darkness. Wait for everybody to get in position. Easy. Oh my gosh. This is going really smooth compared to what it normally does. Which I'm not complaining. If we can get through the next boss, which is this guy, this will be one of the smoothest World of Darkness runs I've ever had. Wow, y'all pulled already? There was like nobody up here. Alright, Alliance A for ads, Alliance B for belly, Alliance C for chains. We will go into the belly, just because it helps the more people are in there. But that is the basics. If you're Alliance B, you're supposed to go into the belly. If you're Alliance C, you take care of the chains. Alliance A takes care of all the ads that spawn. Oh, I missed it. Oh no, we got it. Beat us. Now we We are in the belly of the beast. We have cut open his belly from the inside. So look, now he's like keeled over in pain. All this is free damage. Hopefully that wasn't too early. He's jumping on somebody. Slashing resistance. Something that is not even used in game anymore. No, we shouldn't have to go back into the belly. Okay. Easy. Man, this is actually a decent group. Nope, neither of those are for tanks. We'll pass, let other people have that stuff if they want it. Mapping the realm, the world of darkness. Where'd she go? Oh god. Right in the way. Yep. Stand here. This is another meteor mechanic. This is towers. Somebody has to stand in it to soak the damage, otherwise the raid takes a lot of damage. Everybody takes a lot of damage. Yeah, I actually enjoy this mechanic. These are dark clouds, little ads that she spawns. If they get to her, they explode. But people can stand in front of them to slow them down. They become heavy. They become heavy and they can't move as fast, which is a really kind of cool mechanic. Unfortunate, we got a DC. think we did it. I think we got through the ad phase. Wow, this is going to be the smoothest run of World of Darkness I think I've ever had. Because she is still charging up. Okay. Ad phase. Oh man. Let's hope we get to a second one. Alright, we gotta find her. Okay. Ah! Oh no, I was gonna say we made it, but just took a second to register. It's fine, we got a vuln. We'll be okay. We're not the main tank, so... And there we go. And that is World of Darkness. Alright, are we gonna save Nero? Une and Doga? Where in the seven hells are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause little. Oh god. Doga, Une, can you hear me? Nero! Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Though I don't blame you for missing my company. Thank the 12. Are you alright? As alright as can be expected, Une has simply passed out. Nero, by the gods, what happens to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep and allowed this foul place entry to his body. Now the darkness claws at the aether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The cloud of darkness was bound by Zandy's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Allegan royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void scent. The cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorzea, and simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Une, you are safe. Our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. Mortals, you have dared to challenge me, and now must feel my wrath. Did you think to destroy me in my realm? Here I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. And yet, though we may not be able to destroy it, this may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now, whilst the cloud can barely hold her form, mayhap we can sever Zandy's covenant. Yes, and raise the bridge between the Crystal Tower and this foul place once and for all. Halt, Graha, you must flee. You and Doga mean to stay here? 'Tis madness. You must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the Crystal Tower. What is this trickery? Your blood. You too gain protection from Zandy's blood. Grahatia, you are possessed of royal blood. That is why the royal eye runs in your line. 'Tis a gift you have inherited. Graha, you have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I had thought time would consume all of Alag that a man should still live with his forebear's blood in this age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line and used the highest of Allagan technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Allagan, not as you are now, but your royal eye bespeaks a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all, the light of hope. But how should I use this light? Pray tell me. You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We will share our blood with you, Graha. Though its effects will be but ephemeral, it will bolster the Allagan presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill your destiny. All with the royal eye are bound by fate to Allag. Our part in this journey is to bury Zandy's dark ambitions in the past. This was the true Une and Doga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. Now he's got 2 red eyes. You must leave us as well, Nero. I am sorry we cannot live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it whilst defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero, but do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doga Une, I thank you. We shall never forget you. Now halt, Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of light. Just firing blindly, cloud of darkness. And actually, Graha should be, like, charging into that stuff. He can deflect it. No, you shall not escape us. Here Zandy's blood-stained dreams of glory end. There, the glint of light. You call that a glint? Looks pretty blinding. It grows faint, then the bridge between realms grows fragile by the Covenant's annulment. If that light dies, we are stranded here. Hurry. Nero, no, you must move. Come on, Nero. Get up. Leave me. I don't need you. If I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I will not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. So you would rather die? Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Alag. I am Nero Tolskeva, the man who will yet outdo Alag and Garland. That was what you hoped to. May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of mankind. Go, damn you. Must move onwards. This is not where I come to rest. But how did? So those damn clones did it after all. Now, onwards. Well, at least you're not like purple anymore. Are you gonna make it, Nero? Run, Nero, run, jump. You owe me, Nero. Ah, Sid. What a hero. The hells I do. You are returned unharmed, thank the gods. When that void gate started to close, I had never felt so powerless in all of my life. We were running about like madmen trying to keep the gate open, and then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all... Where are Une and Doga? They're not... Nope. Oh, Wedge and Biggs, they stayed behind. I see. I will miss the two of them dearly, but I am happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower, though we now have no one able to seal it. That is not true, my friend. Une and Doga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Graha, yes, I can see it in your eyes. Good, then let us put an end to this, and seal away the tower. I understand your instinct, Rambros, but please give us a moment to rest. I am weary to the bone, and Nero and Hulk are both emerged from a long battle. Of course, you have the right of it. Come, we shall leave this place for a spell and repair to St. Coinox Find. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Hulk. Would that I could have been of more use beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Doga and Une's blood. Have I remembered what I wished to? Yes, something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebear's dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It was not my place to keep you. Pray, go on ahead of me. There is something small I would do before I return. I could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been a part of your adventures for longer. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for millennia and brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now finally, 'tis my time to see it realized. Alright, don't attack, don't attack, don't attack. Ah. Didn't work. I cannot express how glad I am you returned safely, Hawk, and with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. Rest if you will, and then let us free ourselves from the specter of the Alligans. I trust you have rested, my friend. Good. I wish to seal the tower now, but there is something we must do first. Let me summon the others and hear in full what happened beyond the rift. So the Allegan eye that runs in Graha's line does mean that royal blood flows in his veins. I suppose it is not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology, but who imbued his family with the blood, and for what purpose? Mayhap all this was fate, from discovering the tower to Graha's gaining Une and Doga's blood. Has Graha said anything? For that matter, where is Graha? And what of Nero? I'm not sure about our resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. But knowing him as I do, I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being, though he is still Nero. Oh, you say Graha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower? I wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Rambros, Master Rambros. 'Tis Graha, Tia, sir. He came into the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? I do not know, sir, but he was quite insistent. He all but bodily forced me out of the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and speak and ask your guidance. Very well, let us go and speak with these researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, Hulk, please come with me. No doubt Graha means to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. Graha, what are you doing? Those people are all doing the deep dungeon. What in the world was Grahatia thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew that myself. Of course he would tell me nothing, but he will be honest with you, sir. I am certain of it. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of mind to seal the tower, Graha. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Une and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Allag, or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in Zandy's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Allag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land, and prayed that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only member of Allag's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Allag's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. That man was my forebearer. For millennia we waited. Allag's art and ingenuity faded. Our royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Graha, the crystal's tower strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Allag's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Hells, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Cid. We could wait for someone some day to reach the same heights as Allag, but by then we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Amon did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that. I am deadly serious, Cid. The tower may only be used once men rival the Allegans' technology. Allegans in knowledge. I will slumber within Circus Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. 'Tis the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits, but yours lies outside of these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will make you change your mind, will it? So he's gonna seal himself away. Onwards to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Allag, just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Graha, then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray, keep alive our successes and forgive us our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. The 12 keep you till then, Rambros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you, Hulk, I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancients' wish. Oh, Nero, what are you doing? The Crystal Tower slumbers again then. 'Tis too quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, and I am bound to follow. A new dawn has come for me. Where are you gonna go, Nero? What are you gonna get up to? Going back to St. Quinox Find. Alright, it's good that we knocked all those out, those three 24-mans. At this point, we don't have anything else that's specifically required to move on. So we will be able to focus wholly on the story, which is good. Alright, Rambros, what you got for me? You have just missed Sid, Hulk. There is much that needs his attention if he is to fulfill Graha's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah, no matter how lonely St. Quinox Find has become for our friend's departure. We must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labor for a brighter future, lit by Graha's beacon. Sealing the Crystal Tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. Alright, Crystal Tower quest series is completed. Out of the Dark. Perfect. Yep. That was the achievement we were looking for. Alright, let's go finish this cutscene, and then we will probably... I'll probably call it a day there, end the video. Or we'll at least finish this quest, not just the cutscene. Alright, so we're gonna go hear about... I don't know, has she given her name yet? I don't think so. It says refugee leader, so I'm assuming not. Alright, so let's hear this story again.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea, from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Alright, Yugiri. If I may say, sir, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for some several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Gentle sir, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. We're going to talk to Momodi. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the Morrow Sea, but just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go on, call on Freduri and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Wakened Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Oh, we're going to the Sapphire Exchange. She's in the business of feeding refugees now? I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Uldans. Uldanian citizens are very much capitalist. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Yeah, we'll just go this way. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, this should actually lead back into the Adventurers Guild. Yep. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yagiri it's all in hand. I dared not hope for such magnanimity, but much less expect it. Mistress Momodia is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yagiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphinaud. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yagiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with the words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them. Assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep, come the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Alright, to the Royal Promenade then. A pleasure, Private Ridge. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage hath fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Alright, so we got our first look at the Syndicate and who runs it. The players involved. Unfortunately, they got denied. They will not help the Domans. But we are going to leave it there for this episode. Like I said, we got our first look at the Syndicate, which is pretty neat. We finished the required 3 24-man raids, which is amazing. So now nothing is impeding us from going on with the story. So, like I said, we're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.